Arsenal have gone ahead to lose their first game, not only this season, but since April last year. That's when Arsenal last lost a game in the Premier League at the Emirates, in a result that ended 1 for Arsenal and 3 for City. I never saw this result go to this level. I never saw this result go to this level because I thought it was supposed to be vice versa according to my prediction. If at all you watched my match build up, I said that I'll see this result extending to 3 and narrowing to 1 on the side of City and extending to 3 on the side of Arsenal. But obviously it went to this level and I really saw it out not coming. But by the time the referee blew the 90th minute whistle, Arsenal were trolling by 2 goals behind. Something that is a lesson to learn to Arsenal and obviously do the needful. But welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. And obviously, if you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified because you want to hit 12,000 subscribers onto this channel. Now, this game has lots of things to talk about, but the game was all in the hands of Arsenal to win. That's it. Guys, have you ever seen Pep Guardiola sit back like today? Have you ever seen him capitalizing on the moments that were really happening and he made sure that his players were clinical? The difference of Arsenal losing this game of football and Man City losing it, it's for Eddie Nketiah, Bukayo Saka, Granit Xhaka not taking their chances. That's it. That's the huge difference for this game. Let no one lie to you. Arsenal created better chances than City. They couldn't capitalize onto those chances and they failed to win. City capitalized on the 3 chances they got and obviously they put them at the back of the net. You get? How many saves did Aaron Ramsdale have to pull today? I don't even remember many. You get? Even Ederson, he had nothing to do in goal because every time Arsenal came close to goal, they never found a shot on target. With Arsenal having a lion's share of possession in the first half and in the second half, they failed to capitalize onto this. You get? And I'm 100% sure one of the players that Mikel Arteta is going to be so much tough on is going to be Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah, even before the first minute struck, when this game started, he had a chance to put Arsenal ahead. But he went in for selfish effort. You saw it very well, Martinelli connecting with Xhaka, and then they played him in. And with him having 3 players in front of him, he tried to go at goal. In those moments, that's where your composition really exonerates you. Calm down, find a pass towards the byline where Martinelli was running to, or near the D where there was Granit Xhaka and Martin Odegaard begging for that ball. That's it. He doesn't do that. Arsenal miss out on a chance to lead the game, and I think it was Mikel Arteta's plan that in the first 10 minutes we have to be ahead of City. That wasn't the plan. Arsenal had the chances and obviously they misplaced them. They never really put them to bed. And before even Tomiyasu went ahead to do this mistake that resulted into the first goal, Arsenal had a chance of Eddie Nketiah, I think, and Bukayo Saka, 2 chances. But they failed to capitalize onto those chances. Now, let me show you in the 23rd minute, the Man City press. Look at how they planned their press. Grealish pressing Tomiyasu. Kevin De Bruyne pressing this side because he knows he's going to go ahead and really pass this ball here. Haaland trying to follow up. And obviously Riyad Mahrez covering up this position. And how many Arsenal players were they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus City 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't blame these other players because in this position, if you're an Arsenal player, you know that Tomiyasu is going to go ahead and either kick this ball outside or really find a perfect pass to reach Ramsdale, because Ramsdale has a very good sweeper goalkeeper and good at distribution, had made his run around the 18 yards box here and was telling me, please get me that ball. The mistake Tomiyasu does is to pass the ball diagonally. I think he was supposed to pass the ball diverging from the 10-yard box area, such that this run of Kevin De Bruyne doesn't intersect with this ball that he passes to Ramsdale. And guess what happens? He passes the ball, Kevin De Bruyne finds it, and obviously penalizes Arsenal and loops it over the goalkeeper into the back of the net to make it 1-0 for a side called Man City. And it was really a very, 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 very poor mistake. That, by the way, is there a very, I think this one was poor, because a player like Tomiyasu being brought on because your fellow player Ben White, who had been playing that position, has been making huge mistakes. If you make a huge mistake like that, I think it's like you're sending a message to the manager Mikel Arteta that, please, I'm not having the levels ready to play for Arsenal. That's it. Because a mistake from Tomiyasu, and you can't give away chances like those in a game like this. You can't. You get? He pops the ball back to the goalkeeper, but he underhit it. He underhit the ball, and it went to the vicinity of Kevin De Bruyne, as you see there. You get? De Bruyne was so much alive, and he met with the ball, and he gets there fast before Ramsdale, as you see. Then he does a sensational loop over Aaron Ramsdale, and it's done and dusted. So it was a goal that wasn't supposed to be conceded by Arsenal. That's it. And the two goals that Arsenal concede, the first two goals that Arsenal concede, are all because of Arsenal lacking concentration. That's it. Mistakes made by by Arsenal, and Man City pressed them very well. I believe this manager, the manager of City, came in to play a different kind of game altogether, because he knew that if at all he went head to head with Arsenal, he wouldn't manage them. He knew that very well. That's why he went in for a kind of programmatic way of playing, but with an intense press. You get? He knew that however good you are and comfortable on the ball, you can make a mistake. He knows it right, and he got it right into that position. And obviously, the two goals they score, it's because of that intensive press of City that leaves Arsenal players with no option other than making a mistake. That was the first mistake that came in through. And the second one, you saw it. The second goal comes in through after Gabriel Magalhaes. Is it Zinchenko? I think Gabriel Magalhaes giving away the ball. You get? Even the third one comes in through after Zinchenko, I think, gives away the ball. So it shows you that City knew how to do this. They pressed Arsenal out of the game. They pressed them hard and high, that they knew how to kill the game off. But I believe Tomiyasu did a very big howler. A very, very big howler. And it's inexcusable. You cannot excuse him because of what he did. Because a player at that level, it's better you go all out and pass that ball out, past the touchline, and then it's a throw in. Then your other players coming in through and really help you. And you saw what Odegaard really did to him, because Odegaard really felt pissed that how can a player of your level go ahead and really do that? Though for a captain, it never really looked good. It never really looked good, because he went ahead and really pushed his lower chain in annoyance, in very, 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 very bad mode. That really showed me that that is not done by the captain. That is not done by the captain. To me, it's not captainish. Mr. Odegaard, that you did was bad, and you only deserve to do something better. And what was that? It was something that you are supposed to just go all on and say, all right, it's done and dusted. Let's capitalize onto the next move. This action that Odegaard does to Tomiyasu, to me, it really doesn't exonerate Odegaard at all. I think as a captain, you have no reason to do this. Just 23 minutes in, you concede the goal in the 24th minute. You are having close to how many minutes to play? 67 minutes to play. You just have to tell him, let's push up. You just have to really fire them up that this is possible. We can get a result. Let's go in. You get? But it shows you how the mind game was really up to the heads of the players of Arsenal after conceding that goal. I know it was sloppy. Tomiyasu was really bad. Odegaard looked devastated, but I think he would have gone ahead to go on and really not do that. If they were in the dressing room where he did it from, no one would have spotted it, but I think everyone is going to put his eye onto what this guy really went ahead to do. And after that goal that came in through, Arsenal had very many chances to capitalize. Let me show you. And Edin Nketiah is really one of those that Mikel Arteta is going to go at in that dressing room, because look at this. This is when Arsenal score, and this is the penalty. Edin Nketiah brought down, people saying that it does not have to be a penalty, but I told someone that you say it's not a penalty. If at all Nketiah is not fouled, I think he has a chance to run here as these two clear the ball. And you saw how Nathan Ake cleared the ball. It came to, is it Rodri here? You saw how he did it. So you deny him a chance. And secondly, the way the goalkeeper goes in to foul him, he has gone all in like a player, not a goalkeeper. Look, this is a foul, is blocking him. And I think it's a penalty for me. It's a penalty. People have called it soft, they've called it cheap, but I believe it's a penalty. It's a penalty because the goalkeeper keeps Edin Nketiah out of reach of that ball. However much it's being cleared off the line, how sure are you that he couldn't find it? You get? And maybe make it hard for a player known as Nathan Ake to clear it off the line because he was still running. So Saka goes in for a penalty in the 42nd minute, and obviously he sends Ederson the wrong way and really puts himself into the reach, and Edin Nketiah got himself the assist. But to me, I believe Arsenal did the most honorable thing towards the end of the first half because they kept themselves in the game. That's the most important bit of it. Them keeping themselves in the game was the most important bit that really gave them a chance to come back in the second half. And maybe the hopes were really high that they would have gone ahead to do the needful and obviously get out something positive out of this game of football, because I thought Arsenal did everything, but they failed to score those goals. They created chances, and going in the first half, going in the second half or going to half time with the goal down would have been one of the horrible things that Arsenal would have gone ahead to experience. But they kept it tight. It was 1-0 in favor. It was 1-1, level, draw, and no one was really looking away to the other. No one went smiling in the dressing room. When you look at this, they added 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and in the 50th minute, it would have gone 2-1. But Arsenal really, God had them. The ball really looped. The ball rattled off the crossbar, and obviously Ramsdale hit it and really went into a corner kick, and Arsenal kept a clean sheet at the end of the first half. So having kept it tight like that, with lots of chances that Arsenal got, I thought that these players are going to go out, compose themselves, and come back as a much better team, and tell people like Edin Nketiah that please don't misuse the chances you get. Please get into the game and do it, because Edin Nketiah had chances to score. Let me show you. This had to be on target. This had to be on target. It comes 3 minutes before City gets the lead. Zinchenko wipes that ball with a suave cross from the left half space. You know that very well. That's where Zinchenko plays. Edin Nketiah finds himself alone. Look at him. He was alone. And obviously, he never even heads this ball on target. He heads it wide, right, off the goal. This is uncalled for. In games like this, these are chances that Arsenal fans are going to go ahead and really regret about. You don't know what happens if Arsenal gets the lead fast. You don't know what happens to City. You get? But Arsenal gave City a chance to get a goal fast, and then they really form themselves in a region that they least expect themselves to get out. Look at Edin Nketiah. Alone. You get? These are chances you're supposed to kill off in any game. He fails to kill off that, and obviously he finds himself in a position of not scoring for Arsenal. And it's not only that chance, guys. I told you about the chance he had at the beginning of the half. Even in the second half, he had another one that he needed to just tap in, and instead of him hitting the ball to get into the net, it's him who misses the ball and he gets inside the net. You get? I believe he has done his job, and I think it's a huge ask according to some people, but to me, I believe these are moments that really put you up there in the galaxy of what we call deadly strikers. You can't tell me that you've gotten 3 chances and you've missed out on them. You get? And he would have scored those chances because at Manchester United he scored those chances. You get? He got 3 and scored 2. Today has gotten 3. He has not scored none. So I believe, I don't know, is it the pressure that is really a lot on the player? I don't know, but this is where you go all out and say, all right, maybe we deserved what we call a more other player. And there is another chance that Edin Ketia got in the 11th minute. I tell you, Edin Ketia has to be blamed for this game. Trust me, all the blame is on this man. Look, he goes in for a shot. It was blocked by Ruben Diaz, but it's all about the composure. Look at this angle. You get that defender is here, just a little bit of an extra touch to invite more players of Arsenal. Look at Saka coming in through, because you put an extra touch in here for you. Saka will make himself available into this space, and Martinelli makes himself available in here for you. You either go for a square, you get, or you release Bukayo Saka in here for you. And because he lacks that composure, he went in for selfish effort and obviously hit that ball, and it went out again into a corner. That was another chance that if Fatoli composed himself very well, I believe Arsenal finds themselves on target. Those are how many chances? I think I've talked about close to 6. Are they 5 chances for Edin Ketia? Then Bukayo Saka himself, he had a chance here in the 29th minute after Arsenal conceding. He had a chance in there for you. Look at all this space. Then he continued to go on and really sit down Nathan Ake, trying to go in for an effort, and obviously it went in the hands of Ederson. But I believe Arsenal played a very good game of football. But any game, it's all about goals. If you have all those chances and don't score, then you are the one to blame. You are the one to blame, because City came on through and capitalized onto these chances. And after Bukayo Saka missing out on that, see what Haaland does. Haaland gets a chance. He does a square in the mouth of the goal. There was no City player, and obviously it went begging before Arsenal really went ahead in there for you. And another howler made by Arsenal that would have put the game to... Another howler that Arsenal made that would have put the game again back into, that would have given City a lead of 2-1. It was this one of Gabriel Magalhaes. And what helped him was that Haaland was offside. If Haaland was not offside, he would have gone ahead to score this penalty, because I think would have given the chance, would have taken this penalty. Look, what saves this guy, Magalhaes, is Haaland being offside. This was another chance for City to go ahead. So City capitalized on all their moments. That's it. No shadow of doubt into this game. They just came here to score goals, not to pass around the ball. He came in with a different style of football. He surprised Mikel Arteta, and obviously he found himself on the right side of the game by getting 3 points. But Gabriel Magalhaes was sloppy even after this. Another mistake of him was calling that really resulted into Arsenal conceding the second goal, because Gabriel Magalhaes gives away the ball. When he gives away the ball, when he gives away the ball, it really went into a very difficult situation. But before all that, Zinchenko had also given away the ball. It shows you how much pressure was mounted onto the heads of these Arsenal players, because you can't think of Zinchenko doing this, losing the ball, because he's one of the best players I know that really concentrate a lot and compose themselves to the levels of concentration every time he's having that ball. But he gave away that ball, and Ramsdale got the ball from the feet of Erling Haaland. But all that, it was knocking and alarming that a second one is really coming in through. And it was a mistake by Gabriel Magalhaes that resulted into this. And obviously, Jack Grealish went into the bottom corner to see to it that he really scores that goal. And obviously, it's Gabriel's plays a poor ball and Silva sends Haaland in behind. Obviously, Haaland just found a pass to find, is it Bernardo Silva? Is it Gundogan? Gundogan went ahead to find Grealish, and Grealish in space alone on the left, he meets it and hits it like 15 yards from the goal area. Ramsdale couldn't save it because Tomiyasu slid through. And obviously, he had a slight deflection that really put Ramsdale out of reach of the ball to make it 2-1 in the 71st minute. But before the 71st minute, as I showed you, it was goals we are calling. Goals we are calling. But even after that, Arsenal had chances. And look at this one. Granit Xhaka in that area, sitting a player down. Instead, in this area, I think he never needed to put out an extra touch. 20 yards. 20 yards here. We know Granit Xhaka is the best shooter in Arsenal around this area. We know that very well. He's the best shooter for Arsenal around this area. But guess what he goes for? He tries to take an extra touch. Look, he would have passed it to Martinelli. Martinelli was onside. He would have taken a shot by himself. He goes in for an extra touch, and obviously Ruben Diaz slides in and really denies him that effort, and the challenge was really nice, though it was really risky. But obviously Xhaka would have really gone ahead to shoot to level this game of football here. If not a shot, pass in Martinelli. That's it. So I believe this game of football, Arsenal made bad decisions in the final third. If they make good decisions in the final third, Arsenal win this game of football, they don't lose it, or they draw. But all in all, it's really, really, really hefty. It was hefty for Arsenal because they failed to make those decisions. And after them failing to really execute that chance, guess what happens? Haaland capitalizes onto that to give City a comfortable lead. In the 80th minute, meaning that 9 minutes later, Arsenal conceded. And this is how the champions respond. And ruthless, pure and utter ruthlessness of Haaland. And obviously, Gundogan slides Kevin De Bruyne down the side and he looks for his mate. The ball to him is fizzled, but it collects it and strikes all in one moment. It was a clinical finish from a typical number 9. And Haaland looked like he was here to terrorize Gabriel Magalhaes. Because in the first half, Haaland tried to go all out for a player called Saliba, and Saliba won the battle. After Saliba winning the battle, they told him, all right, now be on Gabriel Magalhaes because he's a little bit of a sloppy guy and he has gone ahead to go ahead and lose this game. But how it stands, they are all having 53 points. And obviously, Arsenal are really trying to go ahead and really have a game in hand. If at all they win it, Arsenal will go back on top, but we don't know how everything is going to go on because looks like City have put in a gear that everyone knows that this is what they are good about. But this result puts back even United into the contention of the league. If at all you know what I'm talking about, it puts United back in the contention of the league because Man United is having 46 points. Arsenal is having 51 and still having 51. You get? That is just 6 points in between United and City. So if you say City is a title contender, that means also United should be put in the conversation of being a title contender. Not so? So these were the games. The team starts. 10 shots for Arsenal. Man City had 9. Arsenal had only 1 shot on target. That's what I told you, that they are not clinical. The composure lacked in their game today. You get it? That's why for me, I had said I would have started Trossard in this game of football. Even when I was taking off, I wouldn't take off Martinelli. I was taking off Edin Nketiah to bring in Trossard to play as a false number 9 because he is really good in acting tight spaces because that's what Arsenal needed. They needed a player to concentrate in the final third, especially in front of that back 4 of Man City, and obviously they would have gone past them. City had 6 shots on target, and out of those 3 went at the back of the net. That's why I told you that City came here to capitalize on every moment they get. Look, this Arsenal had 64% ball possession. Look at City, 36%, meaning that Pep Guardiola gave away the possession because he knew if I go head-to-head with Arsenal, they are going to hit me up. So he just wanted to surprise them, press them, capitalize on the moment, and obviously score. 83% passing accuracy by Arsenal. City had 72, 11 fouls by Arsenal, and City had 15. It showed you that they came to fight, play pragmatically, capitalize on your chances, be clinical, and win the game. Yellow cards, 2 to Arsenal, 4 to City, 0 red cards, 0 offsides for Arsenal, 3 for City, 1 corner for Arsenal, and 2 for side which goes by names of City. Then when you look at the table standings right now, it's Man City on top, 51 points, tied with Arsenal. But because City has scored 10 goals more than Arsenal, that's why they are really topping. But Arsenal really has a game in hand. They really go ahead to get the 3 points or 1 more point in that game they have in hand. Obviously, they go back on top, but you cannot cross the bridge before you reach it. That's why the table is like this. United 23 games on City, tied with City. They're having 46 points, meaning that City is just 5 points ahead of United. And I think everything is clear that United is back into the trophy, and that's how the table is really looking. But before I sign out, guys, have you seen how Jorginho has played today? The big question is, did you miss Thomas Partey? Did you miss Thomas Partey? Jorginho played very, very well. And he released, I think there was even a chance that Arsenal really had to close in and score. And he released them very well. And I believe he played very well, put in the passes very well. But let's wait and see how Arsenal goes ahead to do the comeback as they do the needful against Aston Villa next. I'm sorry that down there is Brentford, but it's supposed to be Arsenal versus Manchester City. But up here, you see the graphics. Arsenal 1, then City 3. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I'm returning with the player ratings of Arsenal. I think I'm going to do the player ratings of City separately. I'm out.